Hey, happy Friday to you. It is May 6th and time for this week's Friday Funnies. And man, what a week this has been. We started out with the news about Osama bin Laden, and his name has now been officially changed to Osama bin Sleeping with the Fishes. Then yesterday we celebrated Cinco de Mayo, a day dedicated to mayo, perhaps the best loved of all of the condiments. And then tomorrow is the 137th running of the Kentucky Derby. Now, if you've been watching the Friday Funnies for the last few years, you know that I like to predict the winner of the Kentucky Derby. And using my method, I have been fairly accurate. So hopefully, I'll be accurate again this year. This year, I have boiled it down to 3 contenders that I like. The first one is Mucho Macho Man, which is being ridden, I think, by a former member of the Village People. And he is going off at 12-to-1 odds. The other horse that I like is called Stay Thirsty, and he is being ridden by the world's most interesting man. So that is going off at 20-to-1 odds, and the other horse is called Comma to the Top. Comma to the Top. This is being ridden by a grammarian punster, and he's going off at 30-to-1 odds. So I'm thinking if you bet the 3 of these as a trifecta, the payoff should be in the neighborhood of about $1 billion. All I'm asking is that if you follow my advice and you win, perhaps just send me a little something for the effort. But if you follow my advice and lose, well, that's what you get for following my advice. Now, there are even more unbelievable happenings in this week's news, so I ask you to fasten your seatbelt, put your chair in its upright and locked position, put your tray table into the seat back in front of you. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Here's 2 funny phone facts for you. First of all, we all know that losing your cell phone is a real pain, because when you lose your cell phone, you lose your contacts, you lose your voicemail, and you even lose your pictures. Well, there was a woman in Spartanburg County, South Carolina, who lost her cell phone, and whoever found it went through it and discovered that the phone contained nude pictures of the owner. So the finder did the only thing that he possibly could, is he sent those photos to everybody in her contact list with the message, "Do you know this woman? 'Cause I think I found her phone." Meanwhile, in Clay, New York, 3 guys out on a larceny spree, intent to break in and rob something, were guilty of something we all have done from time to time, and that is butt dialing. Apparently, one of the future felons sat on his phone and he dialed up 911. Now, they couldn't tell, but the 911 operator could hear their entire conversation, including where they were headed. And when they got there, police were waiting and took them to jail, where butt dialing is completely different and very, very bad. The Amish are a peace-loving people who never set out to harm anyone. But in Pennsylvania, agents from the Food and Drug Administration ran a year-long sting operation trying to catch the Amish selling unpasteurized milk. They call this raw milk. It's a natural food, goes right from the cow into the bottle, but the agents claim that if it isn't pasteurized, it could be dangerous, unless you're a baby cow. Well, the Amish that they caught were very upset and said to hurl epithets at the officers, including "up thine" and "intercourse thyself." Amish impression. Yeah, like they're gonna write and complain. There is so much wrong with this final story, I really don't know where to begin. In Charleston, West Virginia, a 19-year-old Mark Thompson was arrested and charged with animal cruelty. Police found him dressed in a woman's bra and panties and standing over his neighbor's dead pygmy goat. Now, he had slain the goat, and he said that he did all of this because he was high on bath salts at the time. Now, a dead goat in women's underwear, possibly you could explain away in some sick and twisted fashion, but how does somebody get high on bath salts? What do? Do you smoke them? Do you snort them? Do you swallow them whole? I went on the internet to find out, and they said a really, really good buzz is bath salts and raw milk. Hey, that's all I have for you this week. Thanks for joining us on the Friday Funnies. Please pass them along to all of your friends and neighbors and relatives and anybody else you would like to give a good laugh today. We'll see you next week. I gotta go get some bath salts.